Okay, so I want to do a quick video on programming and reprogramming your e-collars, because now that we're working with both dogs at the same time, even for me, who I use e-collars all the time, especially these models, it gets a little bit challenging having two different remotes for two different collars for two different dogs, and working them at the same time. It can get really confusing. It has been great being able to have one e-collar for the dog that's here working with me, having the other remote with you working with your dog at home, and then swapping as they come in and out each week. But what I wanted to do, and I think this is going to be helpful for you, is putting both dogs now on the same remote. So what I did was, now both dogs are on this remote. So this is Dasher's remote. Neither of the dogs are paired with this remote, but you're going to have this as a backup now. So if anything happens to this one, you have this one as a backup. Or I'm going to teach you how to reprogram them to be on separate remotes again if you ever want to. Okay? But even though they're both on the same remote, you can still just take out one dog and work with one dog on this remote, even though they're both on the same remote. So originally we had this set up so that this is Dasher's collar. It was assigned to Dasher's remote with the red lanyard, and the black button was his stim. I figured, and I took a little liberty here to make things simple, we're going to put now he's going to be on the red button for the red collar, and then Athena will be on the black button just for the other collar. Hopefully that helps keep things a little squared away so you remember which one is which, who goes to which button. So Dasher's button is going to be the red button, okay? That being said, when we want to pair collars, it's actually pretty simple. Anytime you're programming or reprogramming, you're going to turn your collar, your remote down to 0, okay? So if we're going to pair, since I want to pair these to the other remote. So I have my other remote here. I'm going to turn it down to 0. Should be on 0. Beautiful. So it's set to 0 now. And it is on the 1 dog setting. If I want to change it to a 2 dog remote, there's a button on the back that says P. P is for programming. And then I'm going to add the plus button. All of this information is in the manual that's in the box that these came in. I recommend going through there and playing around with these a bit, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold. I'm going to press the P. I'm going to add the plus sign on the side. I'm going to hold it until I see 2 dogs on the front here. So I'm going to press. Boom, 2 dogs, okay? So now this is a 2-dog system. What I want you to also notice is while I'm doing this, both of the collars are not on the dogs, okay? Very important. Whenever you're reprogramming your collars, take them off of the dogs, okay? All right, so this is a 2-dog remote now. The way I can switch between them is I just press whichever one I want to use. So this is now on, this is 2 dog, this is 1 dog. 1 dog, so you'll see the 1D. And if I press this one, it'll say 2D right there on the side, okay? All right, so what I want to do is I want to pair this collar to the red button. So I'm going to set it to 2D, meaning I'm on the 2nd dog. I'm programming the 2nd dog, which is the red button here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. The way I turn this off is the on and off button on here. Hold it until it goes red. It's off. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to hold the button. So as soon as I press it, I'm just going to hold it for about 5 seconds, and then this will start blinking quickly. I'm going to wait. There we go. Now, I'm going to pair it using the L button on this side and the negative sign on this side, pressing both at the same time. And now they're paired to the red button. So if I set this to a 5 and I press that red button, it's going to activate the collar. Okay? Right now it's set to vibrate. Don't worry about that. I'm going to reprogram it. I'm going to show you how to do that too. If I want to program this to the black button, first I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to set this to the 1 dog mode by pressing this black button. So now we're on the 1 dog. It's got to be set to 0. If it's not, turn it down to 0. We're going to hold this down for 5 seconds until it starts blinking quickly. And then again, I'm just gonna press the L on this side and the negative sign on this side. And now it's paired. So now, this one is working off of this black button. It's on tone, don't worry, I'm gonna fix that too. This one is working off of the red button. This one's on vibrate. We're gonna change that too. So, when we wanna change what these do, so this means if I want it to be stim or vibrate or tone, or if I want it to be rising stim, what we're gonna do, so if I wanna change either of them, I wanna change, let's say I'm gonna change what the black button does first. To change what the black button does, I'm gonna press and hold this P button until this says P2. That's programming mode 2. So I'm gonna hold it down, programming mode 1, programming mode 2, I'm gonna let go. And then I'm gonna press the black button until I get to the option I want. So right now we're on tone, low vibrate, high vibrate, stim. I'm gonna change it to rising stim. So the little plus sign means it's the rising stim. And then I'm gonna press the P on the back again to lock it in. So now if I press this, it's gonna do the rising stim, okay? To reprogram the red button, again, I'm gonna turn it down to 0. I'm gonna hold down the button on the back until it says P3. So I'm gonna hold this down, P1, P2, programming mode 3, and I'm gonna let go, and I'm gonna press the red button until I get to that rising stim. So we're on high vibrate. Oh, sorry, let me try that again. Didn't quite work. Programming mode 1, 2, and 3, and let go. 1. So now we're on stim, and now we're on rising stim. I'm gonna press that P again. So now that red button activates this with a rising stim. The black button activates this with a rising stim. Oops. Cool. Now, you can set your starting level for each of these. Now, if you notice, when I go to turn this up, it's gonna go up by 5s. Oops, I lied. That one's going up by 1. If I put it on the other dog, this one's going up by 5s. So if it's going up by 5s, we can change that too. Really simple, all right? So, and there's a lot. Remember, all of this is in your programming manual, so if you get lost or get confused or it does something weird, look at the manual, and if you have questions, call me. But we're gonna change the fact that it's going up by 5s. The way we do that, we're gonna hold down our programming button until we get to the programming mode for this. So that's P3 for the red button. That's in the manual, okay? So we're gonna hold down the P on the back until it says P3. P3 is for changing that red button. So we're in P3. And I'm gonna press the plus sign until I get to 1. So this is the interval with which we're gonna be able to adjust. I wanna do a 1. So we're on 1, hit P. So now, when I'm on that one and I go up, I wanna turn my levels up, I'm going up 1 at a time instead of going by 5s. All right, so now this is the pink collar with pink lanyard. Both of these collars are now paired to this one. So if I press that black button, it's gonna activate Athena's collar. And if I press that red button, it's gonna activate Dasher's collar, okay? So that way, if we're out walking, I don't have to switch between remotes. I can just go, this is Athena's, this is Dasher's, okay? You can adjust. The only downside is you do have to adjust each of their levels separately. So right now, Athena's is set to start at, Dasher's is set to start at 18, right? So if I press that, it's gonna start at 18, start going up. If I press Athena's, it's gonna start at 12 or 15. It's backwards in my camera. So it starts at 15. If I press it, it's gonna start going up, go back down to 15. And you can adjust these. So if I'm on Dasher's, I can adjust that up to 20 maybe, right? And then now it's gonna start at 20 and go up and go back down to 20. And Athena still is at 15, okay? The max, you can change what it goes up to. So especially since we're using the rising stim, we wanna be aware of how high it's gonna go and how fast it's gonna get there. It's gonna take 5 seconds to get there. if you want it to go up faster, you're gonna press the R on the side. That's for the rise and how fast you're gonna rise. So you press it once, it says 5, you hold it. So you either get 1, 2, or 5. We want it on 5, okay? So we want it to take 5 seconds to get from where we start to the max, okay? Or it can take 1 second, or it can take 2 seconds. Either way, you know, we want to be aware of how fast it's going to go. And if we go, hey, that's going up too high, or it's getting there too fast, we can adjust that. So they might not need it to go up to 70. I think, you know, they're both doing pretty good. We could probably reprogram. So the way we do that is we're going to hold that P down until programming mode 1, and that's where we're going to adjust the max. So 70 is our max right now. If I want to change that max, let's bring that max down to maybe a 60, maybe even like a 50. 50 would be okay. Depending on what we're doing, if we're going out for a walk, we might run into a loose dog or something, maybe turn it up a little higher, right? If we're just training out in the yard, maybe a 50 is gonna be fine. But that's how you do that. And again, you can change your programming mode for like which dog you're on. So you can do that by pressing the P 1 time really quickly. So right now we're in the 2 dog, which means we're changing the 2 dog setting. If I press that P 1 time, it goes to the 1 dog setting, so I can change what level we're on for each dog without having to stim them in order to do that. Okay. So I know that's a ton of information. You can go back and watch this a bunch of times. And like I said, I'm gonna have them both programmed on the same remote. Whichever remote they're on, it's gonna be the same setup. The black button is gonna be for Athena, the red button will be for Dasher. That way, you know, at least the red and the red makes sense. Something to just kind of help you remember which button's which. And then, if you have any questions, let me know. I know this is a lot, and you'll have fun working with these at home. Meanwhile, while we've been doing this video, both of the babies are doing great in their respective beds. And we're about to go start some off-leash healing with both of them out in the yard. So I wanted to reprogram the e-collar so I could use it while we're doing that. I figured it was a good time to kind of show you how you do that. If you have questions, hit me up.